Welcome in to the Cancer New Moon ceremony. If you're new to Sage Goddess, we want to welcome you in. Every time we go live, there are people who are brand new, and we're so excited to welcome you. So you're going to be live with us on all of our social media platforms right now. I see you, you see me. I thought I would start tonight with the hang drum. And if you can't see me, it's a refresh on your page. Easy as that. This is one of the sweetest, most beautiful, and magical new moons we will have of this entire year. So I really want you to buckle up, enjoy the experience, and and just rest and relax. We do two things in a new moon. And thank you so much, because I have a cold and I'm on cold medicine to be with you tonight. I've never missed a moon ceremony in 12 years. Sage Goddess is turning 12 next week. I've never missed one, so I wasn't going to miss tonight. So thank you. Bear with my voice if it gets a little croaky. It's just because, cold and flu and sick kids over the weekend. But I'm so happy to be here with you. Cheers for being here with me today. Let your friends know we're live. We do two things at a new moon. Pop quiz. What do we do at a new moon? If you've been with me for 12 years, it's Deanne Corus's birthday today. She's 54. I'm turning 50 in a couple of weeks. You make it look good, darling. We release and we call in. We set intentions and we let go. And you know what? Those are partner activities. This is why I'm here live with you. These are free. These are fun. You should subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. Make sure you're subscribed to our Instagram. I do this. It's honestly one of my cosmic services to the planet is why are we here and what do we do, and how can I be of service? So every month we have a new moon and a full moon, like clockwork. At the new moon, we release what isn't serving us. All the heavy, dense stuff gets let go tonight. And then we go, hey, what I would like, pulling up my cosmic menu, I would like that. And I'll take 2 of those and 6 of those, and then you press, submit order or whatever, right? So tonight we're making wishes on stars. At the full moon, we say thank you for everything that has happened, has come, everything that we set intentions for at the new moon. By the time the full moon comes, a lot of that starts to build, and so we go, oh, thank you, and now I want to shine a bigger light on A, B, C, X, Y, Z, okay? We don't release energy at a full moon. And the reason is, how can you release when it's so big? You're supposed to release when things are small and dark and tight. And then at the full moon, we expand and we give thanks and we manifest, right? So we contract and we expand, and we contract and we expand. And it's this constant never-ending loop, right? So tonight we are being. At the full moon we are doing, right? And the energy is always very different. Now, one thing I want to remind you, how many of you were with me and Tara and Colin Bedell on Friday for our extravaganza? Honestly, if you're not in Living Magic, which is my online class, I really don't know what you're waiting for. In a couple of weeks, you're going to learn belly dancing from my teacher. You're going to be baking bread in my kitchen. Like, the class just gets better and better and better. If you join right now, you'll actually get the recording of me and Colin Bedell. It's the cheapest online class you'll find. It's less than $10 an hour. It's $100 a month, and you get 4 live classes. You get a guest speaker. You get access to 2 different Facebook groups. You get live crystal readings. Like, it just goes. You get exclusive member benefits. There's a member-only gemstone sale this week. Like, it's a crazy opportunity. So you need to go to sagegoddess.com/livingmagic and just join. It's the best value you will find. A lot of people charge that per hour or more. For me, I'm still $10 an hour. Which is okay, but it isn't even minimum wage. So, like, what are you waiting for to join online programs? This is your sign. The nodes, the North Node and South Node, are changing their axis points today. They changed at 12:59 p.m. Pacific time today if you have to know the exact moment. From Taurus Scorpio to Aries Libra, at which they will be there until January of 2025. What does this mean? We are moving from security and also mistrust. Like, I want something secure, but I don't trust you. That entire dynamic is shifting to get out of my way. I'm ready to create beauty and harmony and partnership. I'm ready to build something new. On a new moon in Cancer, which is the night when we say, what does home mean? What does it mean to be home? What does it mean to be loved? What does it mean to be in relationship? Do I want to redefine that? Do I want to recreate something? Are you ready for this energy tonight? Because it doesn't really matter whether you are ready or not. So I'm going to start by playing my hang drum. I just want to invite you to, whether you are seated or laying down, and it's totally fine to lay down. A lot of people like to chitty chatty in the feed, which is totally good, and I welcome you to do that. But you can also just this hour is my service to you, so you can also lay down and just put your headphones on and go into a different dimension for the next hour. You don't have to be fully present. This isn't an online class. So I'm just going to play my drum for you. I'm going to start in the center by just calling your energy into this present moment. Dinner, your kids, the next door neighbors, whatever will be ready for you in 50 minutes when I give you back. But I only get one new moon with you a month. That's right. Stand up is a little easier for me to play, so pardon me standing up because you won't be able to see me, but it's easier for me to play. Enjoy. racing. I'll just come back now into this moment. Come back now. I don't chase, I attract too, Lauren, but I've been known to chase. Catch me if you can. I'm such a lover of percussion. Sit one drum down and pick up the other in just a minute. Thank you for letting me play for you. You can always come back and watch that later and just... Are you ready? Something told me to do that for you tonight. I'm going to say a couple of things tonight just because it's a new moon in Cancer and I can be your mom for a minute. Which is totally dysfunctional because I only have 2 biological children, but I am croning, right? So I am moving into the space where I can kind of be your mom for a minute. Here's the things I want to say to you tonight. First of all, it's very difficult to be a human right now. It's very difficult to be a human right now. Our planet is undergoing a shift in a way that we have not experienced in our lifetimes. And it's almost like we're not talking about it. Like as if we don't talk about it, it's not happening. But it isn't the same to be a human right now as it was 10 years ago or 20 years ago or 30 years ago. And I'm going to tell you right now, 10 years from now, I don't think we will even recognize the world in which we live for a lot of different reasons that we don't have time to get to tonight. So I want to take a couple of breaths with you tonight. On the first breath, I want you to breathe in how actually hard it is to be human right now. And I want to say a couple of things. Can you imagine being a teenager with social media and AI? Can we take a breath there? It never shuts off. When I was a kid, if I shut my book and went to bed, I shut off. I didn't have to worry about what was being said and communicated and posted and overnight and then wake up to. Oh my goodness. Can we talk about what it's like to lose, at least for me, I'm seeing it, what it's like to have like restaurants and retail, because I feel like everything's delivery and like all the stores I used to love going into in my neighborhood have closed. Not being able to go into a store and like touch things, and this is ironic for me to say as someone who owns an online company. Can we take a breath there of like, what's that about? And then what's it like where we lose a lot of contact with each other because everything's virtual? Like most of our deepest intimate connections, which is beautiful, are virtual. We learn most of the things we learn on video. Can we take a breath there? Like, the world is changing. Now, we're here for it. You signed up for this. I did too. And there's some really cool upsides to this. So I'm not saying it's all bad. I'm just saying it's different. And I just want to hold a space of compassion because Cancer is about what is home. Where do we go to feel safe, comforted, held? Who holds us? Who loves us? Who looks us deep in the eye and says, it's going to be okay? Not because I have anything to prove that to you with, but because I'm telling you it is going to be okay. Because if it isn't okay, it isn't over. I think we have to hold the space. Compassion is my favorite thing. And it's the one deal breaker for me in relationships. Like, if you can't be compassionate, because you can say, well, I don't understand this, or I don't, who cares about that? But at some point, you're going to go through all the experiences that people around you are going through. And if you don't hold compassion when they're going through it, it's going to be challenging for people to hold compassion for you when you're going through it. So compassion is kind of my favorite thing. And what it allows you to do is realize nobody's better than you, nobody's lesser than you, and we're all kind of the same, no matter what we look like or where we come from. And that's not to say that we don't have differences, but it is to say everybody needs love. Everybody needs a home base. Everybody needs something that says, you're here, you matter, somebody's looking out for you. So can we take a breath there? And if you're looking for home, now some spiritual teachers, I'm going to smudge while I tell you this, will tell you, well, home is inside of you. If you're looking for home outside of you, then you're looking in the wrong place. I'm just going to differ a little bit tonight and say, I still think as human beings, if we were like, all we needed was ourselves, then we wouldn't be here together. I actually think we're here together because we do need other people. And I feel like we're losing track of each other. So I just want to hold space tonight for how do we find and create home and love and connection and forgiveness and compassion and a little bit of unconditional love too for each other. And I think the new moon in Cancer is a chance to ask yourself, like, so where can I bring this, or how can I be more of this in the world? Because ultimately I do think if you want something, you have to create it first. So tonight, right, I love that idea of Ubuntu, right? I am because we are, which is a beautiful concept from Africa, right? My intention for tonight is to not only find home within and for myself, but also to be able to create that space for other people. My son asked me a question today, and I had a hard time answering it. He asked me, when I was his age, who did I look up to the most, like without conditions? And I paused for a second, and I really thought about it. And then I answered him, and I said, you know what? I should probably call her because she's still alive. It was the mother of one of my friends. It was the person I looked up to the most. And he asked me why I looked up to her, and I said, because she made home. It didn't matter if her kids were home, I could still go to her house and crash. When it was my birthday, she always baked me a homemade cake with candles. I wasn't her child, right? It didn't matter. She made me always feel like I was home, no matter where I was. And then I realized he's asking me this, Cancer rising, on a new moon in Cancer. And of all the people I've met, because I've met some famous people in my life, the person I admired when I was his age was somebody who made home for me, even though I wasn't her kid. What a crazy question. Because he was like, other than your parents, like, who'd you really look up to? So, you ready to think about making home? I try with friends of my kids. I try to make my house home. I try really hard. I don't think I do as good a job as she did, but I always think of her when I'm doing things like, So Lorna Peach, just want to raise a smudge to you tonight. Just say, I think you were the person I admired most when I was 16. And do you have somebody who made home for you? Isn't it amazing? So tonight what we're doing, you have a lot of tools in your toolkit for tonight. I'm going to show you what those tools are. First of all, if you have your tools for tonight. You have and tonight is about the inner landscape. And I do want to say something about that too. And by the way, I hope Sage Goddess feels like home for you. I hope you come to our lives. Thank you to the 1,100 140 people who are live here, and then the other almost 100 people who are live on Instagram. I hope when you come here you feel home. I care about you. And I don't just care about you because you're here. I care about you when you're having a hard time, or I care about you when you're celebrating like a major life milestone. I care about your kids. I care about what you think about what's going on in the world. Like, I created SG because I wanted it to be a home for those of us who didn't really feel like we ever really had one, where whoever we were was okay. So I do hope this space feels like home. And again, if you're new, like, welcome on in. We do this every month. My Mercury's in Cancer. That's all I got. I don't have anything else in Cancer. But thank you for all the ways that you love people in your life. Because I'm going to tell you something. When you die, I hate to break it to you, but one day you will, the only thing people are going to remember about you is how well you loved them. They're not going to remember how much you spent on them, or like, they're not going to remember anything except, God, she made me feel at home. Wow, she never judged me, even when I was going through a really hard time. Wow, they always cared about me, even if I wasn't in a good place. Like, that's what they're going to remember after you're gone. That's the only thing, as crazy as it is. Okay, so Moonchild is our candle. I'm going to light my Moonchild candle right now. Moonchild candle, it's a beautiful one. It's orange and myrrh and honey and all the sweet blessings, because that's what Cancer is. Cancer, you guys can be really, I'm not going to lie to you, Cancers can hold grudges and be really shitty and push your buttons, but they're also at the end of the day going to be the ones who take care of you when everybody else bows out. So cheers to Cancer, because it's your moon tonight. And then your Moonchild perfume, which is mimosa for communication, buchu, which makes you feel a little lightheaded, but it's really good for calming you down, and sandalwood for meditation with tanzanite in it. So a little bit at your third eye. I would love to hug you guys too. Like, I see you, Jamie, and you know what's really funny though? I'll tell you something right now. We used to have in-person events, and it wasn't any different when we were in the room than it is right now. Like, what you see is what you get. It would be so nice to hug you and like scratch your back and stuff. You know, like a big bear hug. But afterward you'd be like, it kind of feels the same as being online. Which I take as a huge compliment, because, and by the way, I just want to let Alexis and Jared know, our phone on Instagram is going to die before we're done. And I don't know where the cable is, so I'm going to ask them to come up and plug us in, because I just don't want you guys to lose your connection before the end of our event tonight. You guys on YouTube and stuff are all okay. It was different, but it was same in person too. At some point we'll get back to in person. Not true for you? It was better in person? You miss him? Yeah, I miss it too. Yeah, I hear you. But there is something really sweet about still being able to look at you in the eye and say, I'm still here 12 years later. I know. There's no eclipse right now tonight, so we are all good. We are all clear for all of our magical work. Now, the first thing we're going to do tonight, I'm going to open a circle because we have a lot of magical work to do. And I don't do any magic work outside of a circle, because this universe is full of a lot of different energies, and some of them are here for your highest good and some of them are not. Thank you, Jared. I saw that it wasn't plugged in and I was like, oh, we're at 10%, 9% now. So I didn't want to lose everybody. Okay. Circles are very important. So what we're going to do to start our festivities this evening, with my new moon drum, made by my friend in Ukraine named Valislav, who owns Shaman Drum on Etsy, and you can find him later. I don't buy drums from anybody else. I want to tell you, we're going to call in the guides and the guardians of the 4 directions. Just to be here real quick, okay? Yeah, some of you can only meet online. I love it. Do you know Sage Goddess started as a dream 13 years ago at a new moon? True story. And do you know what my intention was? Seemed so weird at the time. To gather people online to celebrate the phases of the moon. And people were like, that's weird. Nobody's going to want to do that. And what are you going to do with them anyway? Go, oh, the moon is new? Oh, the moon is full? And here we are. So in person is fun, but virtual is great. And virtual is where it all began. 12 years later, 13 years later. So thank you for being my dream come true. And if you think new moons don't matter, I'm going to tell you right now, what you say tonight imprints on the stars. You ready? Guides and guardians of the East, new beginnings, the dawn of day. We welcome you in to hold the element of air, to help us take a breath. You are here and we welcome you tonight. Guides and guardians of the South, element of fire. We call you in for passion, possibility, creativity, desire. You are here and we welcome you. And guides and guardians of the West, you're going to flow right on in here like the element of water that you are. For manifestation, for abundance, for emotional healing. You are here and we welcome you in. We love you guys so much. Guides and guardians of the North, element of earth, grounding us, stabilizing us, calling us into present time, reminding us of our purpose, bringing protection and grounding. You are here and we welcome you. We welcome in the above and the below, the skies and the stars, the bones and the minerals. And this circle is open and held by the highest vibrational beings who have your best interests in mind, in heart, and in spirit. And together we say, Amen. Aho. And so it is. I feel like my puppy. Okay. Stars above us, bones below us. We come from both, right? Okay. So the first thing we're going to do tonight is we're going to release, because then we're going to grid. Gridding is about calling in. The grid looks like this. So these are the tools you have. I gave you a selenite Lazy Susan, which is bolted down. I don't know if any of this is still available, so I hate to show you shit that you can't have, but this was like the centerpiece. Listen, we designed this. I don't know if other people have gemstone Lazy Susans, but I don't think they do. And what's really cool is we're gonna spin it tonight as we activate it, which we've never done that before. So Karen and company will let us know if there's any more of the selenite Lazy Susans in stock. I actually don't know. There may not be. But I wouldn't go shopping right now. I'd rather you stay here, and then we're going to do the ceremony together. But then we're going to put our grids on here, our stones on here, and we're going to grid together. But before we do that, we are going to release. You always release before you call in, okay? You ready? So I want you to think tonight. This is a really important new moon. Home, family, love, relationships. What are you letting go? Now I am going to tell you, when you write things down, It's different because nobody on this planet has the same handwriting as you. Did you know that? It's like a snowflake or a fingerprint. Nobody else on this planet has the same exact handwriting as you. So if you have a notebook and you want to write it down, I think that's great, what you're releasing. If you want to put it in the feed and say, I'm releasing anger, I'm releasing tension, I'm releasing expectations, I'm releasing the past, I'm releasing, I don't know. I mean, what are you releasing? I don't want to make things up for you. Those are some of mine. By the way, why is Susan lazy? Have we talked about that? I mean, I'm lazy sometimes. They're not called lazy Athenas. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole. I'm just saying, I think it's weird sometimes when we're like, oh, that's a lazy Susan. And it's like, I only know like 3 Susans in the world, and they're not lazy. They're like overachievers. Okay, so go ahead and put it in the feed. Joanne's releasing frustration. Bridget is releasing fear. Heather's releasing disorganization. Right? Mayhem Mitchell's codependency. But writing down is really important. So I'm going to release, I'm just going to choose 3 because 3 is always a good number. So 3 things I'm releasing. I snuck in a 4th. I did. Then it's good to turn over the page. So doubt, old patterns, unworthiness, like keep it coming for you, okay? Anxiety, that's a good one to release. I've never had anybody come to me and go, can you help me have more anxiety? I feel like I only have a little, but I would just love to create more. I've never had in these 12 years with 2 million people in our social media communities ever had somebody go, you know what I'm really missing? Just more of that 3 a.m. anxiety. Nope. So we can release addictions, we can release anger, like I said, sadness, clutter. If you want more anxiety, I think there's a lot of people here who would be willing to share with you and just give theirs to you. But that just has not been a request on the hotline. So we're going to let go of heartbreak, inflammation, victim mentality, extra weight that we're carrying. By the way, extra weight, I mean, I'm sure you know this, but like extra weight is just energy. You're either holding extra weight because you're holding too much energy in your body and you haven't figured out how to run it, or you're trying to create a barrier between you and other people. And so, you know, letting go of that. Resistance. Okay. You can release people, but you know what? If you're trying to release a person, like let's say I'm trying to release Joe Bob, right? Why am I trying to release Joe Bob? What is Joe Bob making me feel that isn't in service to my highest good? So instead of releasing Joe Bob, who might be trying to teach you something, let's instead release why Joe Bob is an issue. Joe Bob makes me feel fill in the blank, and then let's release the fill in the blank. Joe Bob makes me feel I don't know what. I don't have a Joe Bob. Shitty. And let's release shittiness rather than Joe Bob. Because sometimes people are put in our path to teach us things, and when we try to release them, then guess what? They show up in our front door with a new face. I'm Joe Bob 2.0. And you're like, I thought I released this, but you didn't. Yeah. Okay, you ready to release? So what we're going to do with our candle, we're going to do a new little ceremony tonight. I want you to, on your inhale tonight, different exercise than we've done before. On your inhale, I want you to pull up all of this stuff, okay? Well, cutting off Joe Bob doesn't mean he won't affect you. It means he'll go away and somebody new comes back. This is quantum physics. So we can't banish people. We have to heal the issues. This is why I'm here teaching you. So how does Joe Bob make me feel that isn't good for me? Oh, Joe Bob makes me feel unworthy of love. Okay, I'm going to release unworthiness, which guess what? 2 days later, Joe Bob goes, oh, I'm moving to Kathmandu. Really? Yeah. Wow. Okay, so call in on this inhale. We're going to do a nice deep inhale. Everything that you're releasing. And on the exhale, I want you to extinguish your candle with it. Blow it all the way out. Blow it out. Bye. Joe Bob isn't the problem. You know that, right? What Joe Bob represents is the problem. Yeah, that's why it sucks and it's hard, but that's also why I'm here to teach you. You release the energy, person goes away. You don't release the energy, person sticks around till you're ready. And how we react to Joe Bob is the problem. Are you feeding your Joe Bob? I always say Joe Bob because I've never met a Joe Bob, but then one day somebody told me that they knew a Joe Bob and I felt really bad. Anyway, I don't know a Joe Bob and I don't think there's any Joe Bobs here, so we're good for tonight. Okay. Now, the second part of our new moon ceremony is to call in the energy. Ready for this part? So on the other side of your paper, okay, if you're just joining, you're fine. This is not a class. You can't be late. I'm so happy you're here. On the other side of your paper, on the back side, we wrote what we were releasing because the new moon is when you let things go. On this side of the paper, we're writing in what are we bringing in. And again, the best things to call in at a new moon in Cancer are things related to love, home, relationships, your kids, nuclear family, what it means to have a home. Remember, home, in the middle of it is the word Om, which is the sound of the name of God. Home, right? So your connection to source energy, your connection to, right? You can release as many things as you want. You can call in as many things as you want. So now I want you to either put it in the feed or I want you to write it down. What are you calling in tonight? And I want you to use affirmative statements, which is, I have love. I am home. I enjoy deep, soulful partnership. As if it's already here. Because if you say, I want, that tells the universe you don't have it. If you say, I enjoy this, it means you already have it, and the universe brings you more. Okay? I am, I enjoy, I receive, I appreciate. You writing down? Yeah, we're going to light the candle one more time in just a second. I have, I am, I enjoy, I receive, I experience, I welcome, I embrace, things that tell me it's already here. I have the home of my dreams. I appreciate feeling beautiful and desired. I welcome strong, passionate connections. Don't you love new moons? It's my favorite damn moon phase. Don't you love saying all this stuff? I get so excited about what we're doing right now. I appreciate all the people who bring love and beauty to my life. I welcome more love and beauty on every level, mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional. I appreciate having opportunities to hug and kiss and squeeze the people I love most. I am proud of how amazing my kids are, and I'm excited about all of the possibilities ahead of them as adults. I am so thankful for my dad, who's a Cancer, and like all of the incredible energy that he brings to my life, and I just magnify all of this tonight. I shine this incredible visible spectrum of light on how blessed I am. I am blessed to know love. I'm blessed to know passion. I'm blessed to know beauty. And by the way, some of these things are not at their highest point in my life right now, but you know what? The universe responds to gratitude. I'm so grateful for love. I'm so grateful for joy. I'm so grateful for family. I'm so grateful for home. I'm so grateful for connection. I'm so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for beauty and for everything that Cancer represents, right? Like intimacy. I'm so grateful for intimacy. I'm so thankful. I enjoy intimacy. I welcome intimacy. I have abundant intimacy, right? Now, light it again. It's a good thing about candles. You can light them again. I'm grateful, I enjoy, I love, I'm blessed, I have, I receive, I'm open, I have a neon sign that says, put it right here. More, more, more. Now we're going to grit. So on my little tray of delights, which, by the way, my favorite part of this kit, let me go back here for a second. This is, did you explore this already? Every time I have this at home, this is actually ground up moonstone with my white mica. I want to be covered in glitter for the rest of my life. I do. I want it in my hair. I want it on my clothes. I don't know if you can see it actually like flying there. It literally is like covering, it's like pixie dust. I hope when you leave my home or my company or see it flying, I hope you're covered in glitter and people are like, where did all that glitter come from? And then what I want to do is just pixie dust my entire grid. You see it flying? That's actual moonstone glitter, ground up moonstone, and white mica. And I'm sorry, not sorry about it. Because it's pretty. So put your rose quartz in the middle or whatever you're working with, honey. The other stones that we're working with tonight, we are working with ruby for passion. I'm going to put ruby in the south, which is down here. Okay, because ruby really goes with the south. It's all about, it's a very grounding stone. The strawberry quartz has lepidolite in it and hematite. So I'm going to put that in the, north of my grid. I'm going to put the black moonstone, which is for visioning and new beginnings. I'm going to put that in the west. And then Botswana agate, which is a total portal stone of creativity. That just feels like the east to me. Those are my choices. You can put them wherever you want. Okay. Oh, and look, I'm going to mist it again. Oops, I put more in my hair. And all over my face. Okay, now you have 4 quartz points. Those go between the stones. Now I'm calling these things in for myself tonight. So you're going to put your points facing in. If you're calling this in for other people, you put your points facing out. Okay? And you need some kind of double terminated something to activate this, or you can use your finger, but it should be your right finger. Okay? If you can't see what I'm doing on Instagram, guess what? You need to go to YouTube. Can't put all the cameras in the same place, although we're working on it. Jared is working on making sure our camera covers all of our angles. I will never apologize to you for glitter. I just won't. No apologies. So what we're doing now, by the way, these tattoos are on my shoulder. So this is the actual moon phase tattoo that's on my shoulder all the time. So it came in your kit. Mine lasts about 2 weeks. And then you can put these on your forehead or on your wrists. You can put this down your spine, which is really sexy, from your booter to your neck, in between. You can put this one wherever you want. You can also put these on, you can put them on drums, you can put them on notebooks. I'm just giving you inspiration because these look really cute on your forehead. See these moon phases look really cute right there. Or on your neck. Put it upside down. So it makes like a V at your collar. Anyway, I just put my regular moon phases on for you today. Now, I'm going to activate this grid, and then I'm going to send the energy to you with my point, okay? So, but you can watch me activate it here. So I activate rose quartz for universal and unconditional love, and then out to Botswana agate for creativity, and back to quartz, rose quartz for love, out to quartz for magnification, back to rose quartz for love. I go out to ruby for passion and for grounding and desire too, and back to rose quartz for love, out to quartz for magnification, back to rose quartz for love. I go out to black moonstone for new beginnings, new visions, back to rose quartz for love, out to quartz for magnification, back to rose quartz for love, and strawberry quartz for grounding and peace and love, and back to rose quartz for love. And tonight I set the vision and the intention that all my desires for love, for home, for peace, for companionship, for joy, for me, for my family, for my partnerships, whether they're personal or professional, are expanded and multiplied in every way. And I give thanks already for love that's coming from all directions. And I say, Amen, Aho, and so it is. And now I'm going to bring my point to you on Instagram. So you can hold up whatever you're charging with that energy right to that point on screen. And then I'm going to bring it right over here to you on the rest of our platforms. So anything you're charging, to call all of that in. It's for you. Amen, Aho, and so it is. Now, here's the final little fun part. You ready? Now that you have a lazy Susan, oh look, more glitter fell on it. Now that you have a lazy Susan, power of 3, right? Past, present, future, maiden, mother, crone, the below, the middle world, and the above, right? We turn it 3 times all the way around. So this is our first turn. On the first turn, I want you to speak one of your intentions out loud. So again, mine is unconditional love from all directions, full of forgiveness, possibility, and co-creation. And now we're going to turn it a second time with a second intention. That everyone around me feels like they are at home. And that to the extent that I can love even bigger and wider and more unconditionally, that I will know how to do that in the perfect way. And then we're going to spin it one more time for our third intention. My third intention is a tricky one tonight because having lost my mother, and it's coming up on 2 years, and Cancer is all about the mother, I still feel like I'm looking for someone to mother me, and I know that that's not, candidly, a good thing to do. And I really don't have anybody to fill that void, because who can fill the void of your mom? So I think my third intention tonight, if I'm just being really open and transparent and vulnerable with you for a second, is to really finally be able to mother myself. And I don't think I'll ever do as good a job of it as she did, but I can have the intention. I know Mother Earth mothers me, but ultimately it has to come from me, doesn't it? It's called reparenting. So send that energy and receive that energy. I know you got to mother yourself, but you know what? There's knowing that, and then there's fucking doing it. And it ain't easy, kids. If you still have your mom, give her a big old hug for me tonight. Because you're a lucky darn duck. I talk to mine all the time. But she's somewhere in a big universe doing all kinds of magical things. I think we can mother each other. Sometimes one of the before I close the circle, when I was a professor, I got a review one year from my supervisor. And the supervisor said, you mother your children or your students too much and you treat them like children. That was my review. You mother your students too much and you treat them like children. And so I went and I had a meeting with my supervisor about my review. And I actually won a teaching award that year from the students. This was at the University of Southern California. And I said, do you know why I won that teaching award? And he said, why? And I said, these are 18-year-old kids, most of whom have never lived away from home before. And I do real talk, and I do mother them. And I can do that and still be a good teacher. So I don't think it's dysfunctional to, as everybody comes in, I'm like, I heard the door and I came back into present time. But it's really true. I do think you can mother people with love and still be a good teacher, still be a good mentor, still be a good friend, you know what I mean? But you can care about people in a higher way, you know what I mean? More than just that whatever the transaction is between you. So I said, I remember to my supervisor, I was like, I do mother them. Because most of them are away from their moms for the first time, and I hope one day when my kids are a freshman in college, there's somebody that actually cares about what happens to them outside the classroom. Don't regret it. So cheers to mothering. I can mother you, you can mother me, and we can still respect and learn from each other, don't you think? Oh, I think so. I think so. I would be so grateful if my kids were freshmen and there was actually a professor who gave two shits about what happened to them outside her classroom. I would really appreciate that. Okay. Let's release those guides and guardians, shall we? Can you believe our time is up? Except if you're coming to the after party, we start again soon, and then I have some announcements for you. So let's release our guides and guardians. And if you don't know what the after party is, Alexis and I are going to tell you all about it, because it's one of the really fun things that we're not like doing it all the time, but we're doing it tonight. Yes, there's an after show. It starts in 15 minutes, so I'll tell you more about that in just a minute. So we're going to release, beginning where we left off, releasing the above and the below, releasing the guides and the guardians of the north, which is the element of earth. Thank you for grounding and protecting us and keeping us safe in our circle. We release you with gratitude. Thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the west for emotional healing, release, and renewal. We thank you and release you. Thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the south. Thank you for helping us feel passionate and engage our transformation and growth and strength. We release you with gratitude. Thanking and releasing the guides and the guardians of the east for new beginnings, new cycles, new opportunities. We appreciate you. And with that, our circle is complete for this evening. So yeah, so if you're in our, is there anything you want to tell them about, Alexis? If you're in our communities, you've been invited. So I teach online classes. You can go to sagegoddess.com/livingmagic. If you're in our online classes, you've been invited to an after party, which is kind of like a chance to hang out. And tonight we're actually blending a love draw incense on the new moon in Cancer, which is really crazy. Yeah, and so everybody in our programs has been invited. Is there anything else I should tell them about the after party? No, that's it. Okay, so make sure you're checking your email for that. It's kind of just a little extra little invitation. We do have a free, well, actually, I got to start with the kit. Would you mind coming? Yes. Yeah. So, if you're joining me for New Moon in Leo next month, which is a month from now, it's the next New Moon is in Leo. So tonight was Cancer. What's the next sign in the zodiac? It's Leo. So instead of talking about home and love and family, we're going to be talking about power and manifestation. This is my home sign, so it's always a party.
Over there?
Yep. Well, actually, product camera would be good. So, oh, and we should extinguish our candle too. One more thing before we go. While she sets that up. As you extinguish your candle, you are setting those intentions free on eagle's wings to manifest in perfect time and on behalf of your highest good and the highest good of all beings on this planet at this time. That's a very important part of our ceremony. Okay, so this is the Leo New Moon kit. Now, we have a gift with purchase, which I showed you earlier.
Oh, let me grab it.
Yeah, she'll grab it to show you. It's
product's not over here anymore.
Oh, because she had to pack everything up for me.
Oh.
But I'm not taking that home, so I'm not sure why that's not there. But there is a gift with purchase today. If you shop at sagegoddess.com, certainly if you get this kit, you're getting this really cute peacock bookmark with an amethyst stone. And your code is SUN for 22% off. This is the set of tools for next month. So I'm going to show them one by one too, so that you guys who are on Instagram can see. We custom made a brass cauldron with real moonstone stones, and we are crafting a possibility potion. So you are getting all of the carrier oils, you're getting an incredible essential oil blend, you're getting all of the herbs that you see here. So I mean it's a blend of basil, passion flower, rosemary. So all of these are for clearing, manifestation, wormwood, which is for enhancing your intuition. You're getting a Lemurian quartz point and your spessartine garnet. We're blending all of this in our cauldron at the new moon as we set our intentions for manifestation and growth and possibility. And then we're going to pour it back into our possibility potion bottle together, which is glass. And then if you're also getting a tea light in a crown tea light holder, and the tea light has pikake oil in it, which is one of my favorite, not pikake, I'm sorry, champaka, which is one of my favorite flowers in the world. I have a champaka tree in my backyard. It smells incredible. And if you get your set of tools before midnight, you're entering to win this incredible hand-carved tanzanite, which is over 100 carats, worth about $1,000. You are entering to win that. It's a total potion. So this is at sagegoddess.com. You are also getting, by the way, two things I didn't mention to you. You are getting the Leo face jewels, which we custom designed with the Leo glyphs. So this is going to be all over my face. And the custom Leo flash tattoos. So additional things to put on your hands, on your wrists, on your chest, on your forehead, wherever you want to put them. These are the tools for the Leo New Moon that are at sagegoddess.com right now with your code. We have an exclusive live gem sale for members coming up this Thursday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. And then if you're in our member programs already, you have Time with Tara, which is your private astrological lesson coming up Friday the 21st at 1 p.m. Pacific time in our living room Facebook group. So sagegoddess.com. I know, all of those things that you see there. It's a really amazing kit. I mean, as a Leo, and by the way, this is the Leo Bebop. This is not part of the kit, but this is a new product today at sagegoddess.com that you can check out too. We have the most incredible Himalayan quartz and ruby harmonizing wands at sagegoddess.com today. We have Super 7 visioning stones, little faceted pieces of Super 7 at incredible prices. So everything at sagegoddess.com is 22% off with code SUN. So they are asking Alexis where to go for their invitation to the after party if they did not see it in their email. It could be in the spam folder, right?
It could be in your spam folder.
Yeah. If you're a member of programs and you didn't find it, that's what we would recommend, is just checking your spam folder. I'm going to switch cameras now because I'm actually going over to the couch for the after party, Q&A live, blending incense live. And those in the after party, this is a love draw incense made at the new moon in Cancer, which is crazy. And all the ingredients I've been gathering for about 2 months now. A friend of mine made a custom incense blend for it. Another friend of mine made a custom essential oil blend for it with herbs during all the magical seasons. And then you're going to have a chance to have access to this incense if you're in the after party. And there's also going to be an enter to win in the after party too for a larger container for it, which is a vintage jar that I brought in just for this. So you're going to want to come over and join us at 6:15 p.m. So have fun. The after party, who knows where the conversation is going to go. So we'll look forward to seeing you then. Thank you so much for being here. If you've been on YouTube, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to this channel before you go. We would love to have you join us for our upcoming ceremonies and classes. We always do fun things here on YouTube. And thank you to TikTok as well and Facebook, which I think is everybody on this camera.
Yes.
And then thank you to Instagram as well. We love having you here. We hope you enjoyed tonight's ceremony. Set your intentions, release everything tonight. It is the only night of the month when that energy is well aspected with no eclipse activity, so enjoy the rest of your